Hello and welcome. You're watching the English News Program on SLM TV News English, and I'm Morris Mohammed. These are the stories making local headlines. The President of Somaliland attends the funeral of the late Deputy Chairman of the House of Elders. Ministry of Planning asks the international community for economical development support. United States stands shoulder to shoulder with ally South Korea against North Korean threat. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Seelania, has attended the funeral of the late Deputy Chairman of the House of Elders, Sheikh Ahmed Sheikh Noor Furre, which took place in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The President was accompanied by other senior government officials, including the Chairman of the House of Elders for Somaliland. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Seelania, has attended the funeral of the late Deputy Chairman of the House of Elders, Sheikh Ahmed Sheikh Noor Furre, which has took place in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The President, alongside with other senior government officials, including the Chairman of the House of Elders for Somaliland, Saleban Mahmoud Adan. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Seelania, has sent condolences to the public of Somaliland for the death of Sheikh Ahmed. The President has also commented on the personality of the late Deputy Chairman of the House of Elders, Sheikh Noor Furre, where he said that the late Deputy Chairman worked expansively on the reconciliation and the re-establishment of the Republic of Somaliland. Meanwhile, the Chairman of the House of Elders, Saleban Mahmoud Adan, discussed the background of the late Deputy Chairman of the House of Elders, and he confirmed that the deceased was known of his struggle for the independence of Somaliland. The late Sheikh Noor Furre was buried in Sheikh Ibrahim Huchale Cemetery. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud, attended the opening ceremony of a new building for the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The President was accompanied by many senior state officials. The President of Somaliland, Ahmed Mohamed Mahmoud Seelania, attended the opening ceremony of a new compound which has been built for the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. The President, accompanied by high-profile officials, cut the ribbon at the opening ceremony for this new compound, where the President highlighted the importance of this compound to the Ministry and to the public. The Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources, Abdullah Ibrahim Osman Gelchire, has also stressed that this compound is much needed by the Ministry. Also in attendance was the Director General of the Ministry of Fisheries, the Marodicheh Governor, and other senior government officials. Meanwhile, the President, Ahmed Seelania, officially opened the developmental projects carried out by Al-Huda organization in Ahmed Dagah district in Hargeisa. These projects include a police station, a mosque, and other essential projects. The Ministry of Planning and National Development for Somaliland, Dr. Saad Ali Shire, dismissed the existence of agencies planning to convert their operations to Somalia, benefiting the resurrection of the public services in Somalia.
The Minister of Planning and National Development for Somaliland, Saad Ali Shire, dismissed the existence of agencies planning to convert their operations to Somalia, benefiting the resurrection of public services in the neighboring nation Somalia. He stressed that over 90 agencies are currently operating in Somaliland, where 22 of them are from the United Nations Development and other 8 agencies, while the remaining are international contractors. In an exclusive interview he gave to Somaliland National Television, he discussed that Somaliland has been working towards development since it reclaimed its independence in 1991. Where the government of Somaliland has been paying in particular attention on progressing public services. Saad al-Shire, the Minister of Planning and National Development, has called on the international community to work with Somaliland in terms of development to reach the needs of people of Somaliland. The response from the Minister of Planning and National Development, Saad al-Shire, comes at a time while print media in Somaliland have been reporting on agencies in Somaliland that are planning to convert their operations to Somalia. According to the Minister's response, more than 90 agencies are currently working in Somaliland, mainly known to be hailed from the western regions.
The rainy season has been a blessing in sub-Saharan Africa. However, the loss of life and damage to property has also been a major issue. The other regional capital, Borama, is the latest area in Somaliland to be affected by the heavy rainfall experienced this year.
Following heavy rainfall last night, waves of floodwater hit villages and streams close to the older regional capital Boroma. The floods poured across roads in the valleys. This heavy floodwater caused destruction to homes and loss of life in Boroma. The annual rainfall was over the normal average in comparison to last year. This rainfall has cost the lives of several people and material lost in many parts of Somaliland. Currently in Boroma, a man around 50 years of age has been swept away by heavy floodwater in the Rainforest Valley in western Boroma. While walking on foot, the deceased has been named as Abdi Kadir. The governor of the older region, Abdul Ahmed Ayer, went on a work tour of the flooded areas, both inside and outside Boroma. The governor visited the family of the deceased and expressed his sorrow and condolences and wished that Allah puts his soul in paradise.
You're still watching the English news program on SLN TV News English, and now for our international headlines in detail. U.S. government has vowed to defend South Korea amid threats from North Korea. The U.S. is calling the North nuclear threats unacceptable. U.S. Secretary of State says Washington will defend itself and its ally.
North Korea is to restart all nuclear facilities at its Yongbyon nuclear complex. This follows further heightened tensions on the Korean peninsula. Pyongyang mothballed the Yongbyon facility as part of its six-party disarmament agreement in 2007. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un told the enthusiastic Central Committee meeting, "We have to simultaneously develop our economy and build our nuclear armed forces. Under the prevailing situation, we need to create a nuclear deterrent because imperialists keep threatening us with their nuclear forces." UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said the standoff had gone too far and that the nuclear threats are not a game. This is not a view shared on the streets of Pyongyang. One man in particular said, "The United States and other countries made the commitment that they would provide us with light water reactors, but that was never implemented. This can be interpreted as nothing but a sinister attempt to restrain North Korea from its nuclear development." China's foreign ministry said Beijing regrets the North's decision. Many believe Pyongyang's announcement will force South Korea and the US back to the negotiating table in order to exert some control over North Korea's determination to fulfill its nuclear ambitions. Pyongyang has stopped South Korean workers getting to Kaesong, a joint industrial zone they share, located in the north, but employing several hundred workers from the south. The move comes after North Korea threatened to attack South Korean and US targets, announced plans to reopen its main nuclear complex. The US Secretary of State said, "We have heard extraordinary amount of unacceptable rhetoric from the North Korean government in the last few days. So let me be perfectly clear today. The United States will defend and protect ourselves and our treaty ally, the Republic of Korea." North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's war rhetoric has been escalating. In a speech on April the 1st, he promoted nuclear strength as a way to bring prosperity to the nation.
150 European instructors will train troops from Mali's army at a base of some 60 kilometers from the capital, Bamako. France led an intervention in January to free the country's north from rebellious fighters.
EU forces have started training Malian soldiers to quell an Islamist insurgency in the former French colony. 150 European instructors will train troops from Mali's army at the base some 60 kilometers from the capital, Bamako. French led an intervention in January to free the country's north from Islamist fighters. Mali's foreign minister Taiman Koulibaly said the EU training will be the key in allowing France to withdraw its troops from the country. France can't stay in Mali forever, he said. EU officers expect to have the first fully trained Malian troops in action by July for this year. Islamist groups such as Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb seized control of the northern Mali after a coup in March 2012. They imposed a strict form Islamic law in the area.
Uhuru Kenyatta was speaking just a day after the Kenyan Supreme Court dismissed challenge to the result and confirmed him as a president of Kenya.
Kenya's president-elect has used Easter Day Mass in the capital Nairobi to thank his compatriots for remaining calm throughout the country's disputed presidential election process. Uhuru Kenyatta was speaking just a day after the Kenyan Supreme Court dismissed the challenge to the result and confirmed him as president. Uhuru Kenyatta said, "Mine is really to take this opportunity and thank all Kenyans for the peace that we have maintained from the period before the election, during the election and after the election, he told the congregation at St. Augustine Catholic Church. There were isolated clashes in Kisumu, the stronghold of the defeated candidate Raila Odinga. 2 people were killed after this latest court ruling. His swift acceptance of defeat, though, appears to have cooled tempers despite evident disappointment. Kisumu's reaction to the ruling was nothing compared to the wholesale bloodshed that followed the disputed election 5 years ago. Kenyatta and his running mate have been indicted by the International Criminal Court in The Hague for allegedly stirring up violence at that time.
Palestine accused the Israeli authorities of medical negligence. The Palestinian authorities says Maysara Abu Hamdia was diagnosed with esophagus cancer earlier this year, despite a request for his release for treatment as he remained in prison.
Violence between Palestinians and Israeli security forces have broken out in Hebron after a high-profile Palestinian prisoner died in jail from cancer. Palestinians accuse Israeli authorities of medical negligence. The Palestinian Authority says Maysara Abu Hamida was diagnosed with cancer of the esophagus earlier this year, and despite a request for his release for treatment, he still remained in prison. As news of his death filtered through, the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas spoke in Ramallah. He said, "This indicates the intransigence of the Israeli government, its tyranny and arrogance, particularly against prisoners for freedom." The death also sparked Palestinian protests inside Israeli jails after detainees learned of his demise. His family are in a state of shock. His sister was expecting better news. She said, "It was really hard to hear the news of his death because we were expecting him to be released from prison for his treatment." Abu Hamida was jailed in 2002 for attempted murder, possessing weapons and being a member of Hamas. The treatment of Palestinian prisoners inside Israeli jails is a hugely contentious issue, and many are on hunger strike to protest their incarceration.
That's all the news. Thank you for watching and take care.